welcome to the Spiritist Companion podcast. My name is Yuri Castro, and I'll be your companion on this journey where we study, reflect, and put Spiritist teachings into practice. If you enjoy what you hear, don't forget to subscribe, to follow our pages, and to send this podcast to someone else so we may spread the seeds of light together. Are we alone in the universe? Is Earth the only place where we find life? And what is our place in this enormous universe? Shall we explore this together? My dear friends, first, I believe that these are questions that have been asked for millennia at this point, and we still don't have the answer if we just look at what our science has brought us or what we have been able to figure out with our instruments. But what does Spiritism say about inhabited worlds? Is there life out there? For that, we will go to the book that started it all, that just celebrated another year since its publication on April 18th. The Spirit's Book, published all the way back on April 18th in 1857. Question 55. Kardec is going to ask about the plurality of worlds. He's going to say, are all the globes that revolve in space inhabited? And the wise spirits will say yes. And the people of the earth are far from being, as you suppose, the first in intelligence, goodness, and general development. This answer says it all. It is a very profound way of thinking about things because it does challenge what I think is a common idea, that humanity on earth is the center of creation. With this answer, we have the contrary actually. We learn that there are countless worlds with different forms of life and at different levels of evolution. Earth is not the only world, nor the most evolved. And I think, my dear friends, that this perspective completely expands our understanding of everything. Because if there are more advanced worlds, there are beings more evolved than we are. And also, if there are less advanced worlds, there are also more primitive experiences. And for that, we go to the Gospel According to Spiritism, another book by Allan Kardec, this one published in 1864, where we can find information about the different categories of worlds. So we have, first of all, primitive worlds, where the early experiences of the human spirit take place. So these are worlds less evolved than Earth. We have Earth, which is trials and expiations or atonements. We have regenerative or worlds of regeneration, where the good begins to prevail, where people coming from a planet of trials and atonements will find respite. But this world is only the third one. Then we have the fourth, which they called the happy worlds, and this is where good begins to predominate. And last but not least, the fifth is celestial or divine worlds. And these are the places where the spirits that have been purified completely, such as Jesus Christ, can inhabit. I think this category or this scale that they taught us about the different worlds shows us something interesting, that the universe is, in a way, a school. And each world is, we can even think here, a classroom. If Earth is a world of trials and atonements or expiations, this means that we face challenges, that we deal with imperfections, that we go through moral difficulties, but not as punishment, as we have talked about multiple times in this podcast regarding divine justice, but as an opportunity, as a natural process of the evolution of the immortal spirit Even our dear Master Jesus has alluded to this concept of the plurality of the inhabited worlds. If we go to the Gospel of John, chapter 14, we will see our dear Master saying, "In my Father's house are many mansions." The Father's house is the universe. He's the creator of everything. The many mansions, well, those are the different planets, the different places that the spirits can inhabit in order to progress. And somebody more skeptical may say, well, we haven't found anything yet, so there must not be anything out there. For that, we have question 36, also of the Spirit's book, where Kardec is going to ask, does an absolute void exist in any part of space? And they're going to be very direct. They say, no, there is no void. What appears like a void to you is occupied by matter in a state in which it escapes the action of your senses and of your instruments. This answer is pivotal, I think, my dear friends, in understanding the concept of the inhabited worlds out there. Because they're saying here there is no void. So if there's no void, it must be filled with something. So everything must be filled with something. And in these worlds, what appear to be empty is not empty. It's just in a matter that is in a different state. In a state that either escapes our senses, which are still very, very rudimentary compared to what they will one day be. And, as they say also, the action of our senses and of our instruments. Technologically, we have advanced tremendously in the past 100 years, 10 years even. But we are still marching forward. There's still so much to learn. How much do we actually know about the universe? How much do we actually know about all the planets and all the galaxies and everything that's out there? Very little. Therefore, by extension, we can think that there is life out there, but the matter that consists this life, or the matter that this life is created from, escape our senses and our instruments. Through Spiritism, we also learn that the spirit progresses always through different experiences and oftentimes in different worlds. In other words, we're not necessarily limited to life here on earth. And I know this is such an alien concept if we think about this with the material eyes only. We are not limited to earth, and our journey can be much broader. Reincarnation does not happen only here. It is part of a universal process. If we think about it, my dear friends, the universe is an expression of divine justice. Because how could it make sense that for such a vast universe with billions and billions of stars, there would be only one inhabited world? Spiritism invites us to reason. God creates nothing in vain. Creation is full of life. Each world has its role. Each spirit has its own path. But what does this change in our lives? This idea, this topic? Let's reflect, because I can think of a few practical examples we can bring to ourselves. Number one, humility before creation. Knowing that there are more evolved worlds teaches us that we are not the center of everything. We're not the pinnacle of evolution from a moral perspective or from a technological or intellectual perspective as well. We still have much to learn. I think this knowledge can help combat pride, vanity, feelings of superiority as well. I think this also brings hope for the future, because if better worlds exist, there will be better worlds out there. Life does not end here. Suffering, as we see here, is not eternal. There is always progress. I think this reflection can also bring responsibility in the present, because if we want to reach happier worlds, we need to transform ourselves. It is not necessarily changing the place that we inhabit, but changing our consciousness, changing ourselves so the world around us changes as well. Number 4, understanding difficulties, because living in a world of trials can explain suffering, can explain the inequalities that we see, can explain all the challenges as well that we face. And it's all part of an evolutionary process. Number 5, expanding our faith. Yes, the idea of multiple inhabited worlds strengthens rational faith, which is something Spiritism always talks about. It shows us that God is just, wise, and offer infinite opportunities. And here is an essential point. We do not need to wait to try and go to another world to live better. We can begin now. Every time we choose goodness, patience, forgiveness, charity, we are, my dear friends, moving closer to happier worlds too. Our moral progress is the key. Spiritual advancement does not depend on technology, it depends on morality. An evolved world is not one that is just materially advanced. It is more just, more fraternal, more balanced even. But what if we fail? Well, we're still on Earth, we're still progressing. We still have a lot to learn, and that's okay. What matters is to keep trying, to learn from our mistakes, and not to give up on our march of progress. We have talked about this in a previous episode, how Earth is moving toward this world of regeneration. So that will mean less suffering, more balance. That will also mean a greater prevalence of good. But I want to highlight this again. This transformation begins within each of us. If we want to be a part of it, we need to transform ourselves. So let's think of some practical applications here. So how can we live this teaching? Number 1, cultivating humility, recognizing that we are still evolving, we're still learning. Number 2, working on our inner improvements. Number 3, being patient with the planet. Humanity is evolving, the planet is evolving. For everything there is a perfect time, and that is the time of God, not our time, the time of God. Do good wherever you are. This is already starting to live in a better world if we're able to do good wherever we are. Number 5, trust in progress. Everything evolves. My dear friends, we're not limited to this. We are spirits on a journey, going through experiences, learning our lessons, growing constantly, and the universe is so vast. God cares for every detail, and let's never forget that every step we take matters. My dear friends, we reached the end of episode 46, Life on Other Worlds. Thank you so much for being with me. If this reflection made sense, please subscribe, please follow our pages so we can continue to grow, and most importantly, share this podcast with someone else who is also seeking to better understand life and the universe. We'll meet again next Monday with a new episode of the Spiritist Companion podcast. And until then, remain in peace. Trust in your process of evolution and keep moving forward, step by step, toward better worlds. With fraternal love, your Spiritist Companion.